Hi, my name is Cami, and this is Classics and Cats. Okay, so I've been on YouTube for a couple of months now, and I thought it was time that I did the the BookTuber Newbie Tag. So the one that I found was by A Clockwork Reader. So I went to her channel and watched her video, and I thought it was really fun, so I thought I would just give it a shot. Just something fun and different to put on here. So let's get through these questions, okay? So the first question, why did you start YouTube? So how it started was I've been watching YouTube for years. I'm addicted, and I watch writers on YouTube. I watch booktubers on YouTube. I am just obsessed. I've been watching everyone for years. And I always had this thought in the back of my head, like, oh, that would be so fun, or oh, I wish I had people to communicate with about books. And, it was just kind of that. It was just a thought. And my boyfriend actually is the one that encouraged me to start a channel. He's like, you need to start a channel, talk about this stuff, find your tribe. And, I feel like I don't have a lot of passion about, I don't know, like being a CEO or anything like that. But I have passion about reading books, writing books, telling stories, watching old films. Like, these are my places. These are my happy places. Those are the things I love. And so his thought was, why not share it? Why not find a group of people, like-minded people, share your love of these things, and, find your people, find people to communicate with that have similar interests. And so I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and it just seemed like a fun idea. And with his support, I feel like I can do anything. So yes, so that's basically why I started BookTube. The second question is, what fun or unique things do you bring to BookTube? So I would say that since I have such a love of old films and books, that I can kind of bring in like the combination of the two, bring them both together. Having said that, I mean, if you think about a lot of the books you love or a lot of the movies you love, they're all based on books. They're based on old books. They're based on plays. They're based in the written word. I mean, obviously there are screenplays that were just written for movies, but a lot of them are inspired by books. And so, like Clueless, the movie Clueless, like this generation and the previous generation, like, loved Clueless, right? It's a popular film from the 90s. And it's based off of Emma from Jane Austen, so even the things that you don't necessarily think are connected to literature are. I mean, hello? Okay, H.G. Wells wanted to say something. Thank you. So I just find that so fascinating, and I love that there are different versions over time. There was a book, and then there was a movie, and then a new adaptation, and a new adaptation, and I love that. I usually watch them all. Like, I think I've seen every Jane Eyre movie ever made. I read the book. I love that, and I want to bring that as part of my YouTube channel, to talk about those things, to discuss why I love the adaptation that I do, the movie adaptation that I do versus others, and to talk about the progression. And just I feel like that's something different that I can bring, just how that the whole book to film media intertwines, and the history and the progression, and just stories in any format. I just love. I feel like, somewhere in my history, my soul's history, I was probably a storyteller. I just feel so drawn to stories. Or I was the person sitting around the campfire in ancient times trying to, write down what other people were telling. Like, I was trying to collect their stories. I don't know. I've just always been very attracted to stories. I love storytelling in all of its formats. Books, music, movies. I love a good story. Question number 3. What are you most excited about? I would say connecting with other people. It's so exciting, especially with old films. I've just never met other people outside of my family that really enjoy old films. I want to grow my community and just talk to other people that love old films, that maybe can recommend some to me that I haven't heard of, or share my love. with other people or inspire other people to like, hey, you know, I've always loved reading, but I've never really gotten into, you know, some film adaptations, and, you know, to get recommendations through me, that would be so exciting. So I just want to connect with people that love what I love. I think that's so exciting. It's like when you, like if you have a favorite band that's kind of obscure that no one else knows about, and you see somebody wearing that band's t-shirt, you are going to be immediately drawn to that person. You're going to have a conversation. You can both get excited about it and what you love. And it's just an instant human connection. And I love that. So that's what I'm most excited about. Number 4, why do you love reading? Because it is a way to absorb more stories. And as I've said, I love stories. I feel like when you read, it's just constant knowledge. It's constant learning. It's constant accumulation of new words, new ideas. You know, it opens your mind up to so many different possibilities. You know, I love it all. I love reading. I love what it brings to me, how it makes me feel. I love the connection with other people who also love to read. You know, there's so many things I love about reading. It's nostalgia for me. I've been reading since I was a child. My parents read to me. It's just kind of part of who I am. And so, yeah, those are the reasons I love to read. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What book or series got you reading? Okay, so like I said, my parents read to me when I was little, but when I started reading on my own and choosing my own books, you know, I was a kid. I was the little thing. So I read the Boxcar Children series. I read Babysitter's Little Sister. Those are the books that got me into reading as a kid. Like that started my journey, and I've never really stopped. I've never stopped reading. I've always been a reader. So I would say those series started me on a trajectory that propelled me through my life of reading. And so maybe that's not a very inspiring start, but I mean, that's the truth. Those were the first series that I started reading as a little one. So yeah. What challenges would be the hardest? I would say, like negative comments. I'm very sensitive. I want to stay in a healthy mental place. And so negative comments, I'm very soft-hearted. Things get to me and I take everything personally. I hope this isn't opening it up for someone to be like, oh, I've got a jab for her. But yeah, that's really honestly kind of terrifying for me. I know that the internet and social media can be a very, very negative, hateful place, and I don't want any part of that. And so that kind of terrifies me. I'm taking a chance though. I'm having faith in humanity. Hopefully I'm putting good positive vibes out there so that it only attracts good positive vibes back. So that's probably what I'm most afraid of with BookTube. Just being on the internet in general, opening yourself up and being vulnerable is pretty scary. So yeah, that's terrifying for me, honestly. When did you start reading? Like I said, my parents read to me when I was little, so books have always been there. So as soon as I learned how to read on my own, I would say I was reading Babysitter's Little Sister in like second and third grade. Babysitter's Little Sister, yeah, in second or third grade. So, my parents probably read to me, birth through, kindergarten or first grade when I started to read for myself. And then I went straight into like picking my own books. So I don't know, we were a family of readers. So it was just kind of, I don't even think I really thought about it or anybody had to force it on me. It was just kind of, yeah. So, started reading early and never stopped. Where do you read? Everywhere. So in the morning when I'm getting ready, if I have time, which usually I'm running late, I will sit at the table while I'm eating my breakfast and I will eat and read a little bit, just get in a few pages if I can. And then if I'm home, I will sit on the sofa and read. I will read in my bed before I go to sleep, and I always take my current book with me. So if I go anywhere, I take the current book I'm reading, because I just feel like at any moment, if I want to sit down and read or the car breaks down, I need to have a book ready to go. If, I don't know, anything, any moment, it's like, oh, I'll just pick up my book and get a few pages in. So I always have my book with me. So I will read anywhere. I'll read outside. I'll read inside. I'll read in the car. Well, not in the car because I get car sick now. As a kid, I used to love reading in the car, but in my old age, I can't read in the car anymore. It's so annoying. Yeah, anywhere, everywhere. That's where I'm reading. What kind of books do you like to read? Classics. Classics and Cats loves reading classics, surprise. I really love classics. I love Jane Austen. I love Charles Dickens. I love the Brontes. I love old books. I love H.G. Wells, Jules Verne. But I love modern classics too. I like everything. I'm open to everything, I would say. I like science fiction. I like biographies. I don't adore nonfiction, but I do like biographies, especially about classic film actresses or actors. So yeah, I'm open to anything that draws me in with its premise. Like any story that sounds interesting, new, different, or just like a world that I want to be in, like I want to read that. Something that's interesting, new ideas. Those are the books I love. I'm open to anything. I would not say I will never read this or I'll never read that because I don't know. Maybe I would. I don't want to be closed off to anything. I want to be open to every new idea, any new story, any new author. Yeah, whatever strikes my fancy and I feel like I need to be a part of that, that's the book I'm reading. So yeah, those are all the questions for the BookTuber Newbie Tag. So I hope you had fun just hearing a little bit about me and my journey through YouTube and, my reading journey and everything. And I hope this was interesting and fun for you. I just thought I'd hop on here really quick and do something. So yeah, I hope this was fun and I hope I see you all soon. Take care, be well, and remember, always be kind to yourself as well as others, and always be kind to cats. Thanks. Bye, guys. Okay, what questions would you ask for BookTube? What questions would you ask for BookTube? What? I don't understand that one. We're going to skip it.